What's going on, YouTube, man? I wanted to go ahead and drop a 2 month semen retention experience since I've started this new streak. And, let me just go ahead and, well, before I ever hop into that, I'm not exactly 2 months. I think I'll be not think, I will be exactly 2 months on Saturday. But, I wanted to go ahead and drop it. You feel me? And, let me just go ahead and say, man, um, like I've told you guys before, I went 6 or 7 months. My longest streak ever was 6 or 7 months from late last year to early this year, right? And you know, around that 6, 7 month mark, man, for those last few weeks, I mean, I felt good. You increasingly feel better pretty much every week, especially every month. But those last couple of weeks, I just felt fantastic. And if you want to hear more about my personal experience with that streak, just go to my channel. If you're new here, go to my channel and just search Debonair D's 6 month semen retention experience. You'll find me. You'll see my handsome face on the thumbnail, just like this. And but anyway, I felt fantastic. But now I pretty much feel exactly the same as I did at the end of my last streak right now with just 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Just literally barely 2 months, just a couple of days away from being 2 months. And I already feel how I felt after 6, 6.5, 7 months of doing semen retention before. So that pretty much tells me that, you know, part of the benefits that you get from semen retention, doing the no fap, doing the no porn and all these different things, part of the benefits you get are just your body healing and actually reverting you back to your true state. You know what I'm saying? When you're constantly watching porn, because think about it, man. I know I say this a lot, but just think about how weird it is. Hold up, guys. Hold up, real quick, real quick. Yeah, I wanted to turn that dishwasher off. It was starting up. It might get loud because I'm right by the kitchen. But think about how weird it is that when we get horny now, especially men, but men and women, when we get horny, we can pull out a magazine, open up a laptop, get on your TV, get on your phone, pop in a DVD, whatever the case is, and look at porn. Look at other people fucking doing what, pleasuring themselves somehow, and we pleasure ourselves too. Think about how weird that shit is. That's some weird old shit. And it's been normalized by society. So, excuse me. So when you live under that cloud, and you finally come from up under that cloud, you let the sunshine rain through, you're gonna feel like Superman because your brain is actually starting to clear out the clouds again. So a lot of the benefits that people talk about is just part of being a healthy human being. But there are some added benefits to retaining your semen. But I'm saying all that to say, I think the reason why I'm getting all these benefits so early on in this streak compared to the last one is because I'm not quite as damaged as I was prior to me starting my original long streak. You know, it's almost kind of like, if you're a cigarette smoker and you smoke for 5 years, and then you take, this is an exaggerated example, and then you take 10 years off. Well, it probably won't take you as long to damage your lungs again because they might not have been fully healed. So it's kind of like the reverse with semen retention, because your brain and everything, your hormones are very fast at adapting. Your body can heal itself very fast. So it makes sense that after 6 or 7 months, my body was healed to a certain point. Not completely healed, because if I was completely healed, I wouldn't be talking about this. I would still be on a continuous streak. I wouldn't have relapsed. But it makes sense that I would get the benefits higher because I didn't fall down as high. Let's say this is where you start at the base level watching porn and all that shit, and you come up here with semen retention. When you relapse, each time you relapse, you get a little bit closer back to where you were. And since I didn't take like 5 years off, I'm not still back down here. I'm still around right here. So it's not taking me as long to get back to the top of the mountain. You feel me? So I just feel fantastic, man. Words cannot describe just how good I feel, man. I feel pure. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that there's a lot of different things that have culminated together. Check out that podcast I just released a couple days ago. There's a lot of different things that have culminated together. I'm reading more. than I have in a few years. I'm really getting back on my reading. I'm meditating. I'm in school, so I have something that gives me purpose, as well as other things in my life that give me purpose, different responsibilities and things that I have. Um, I'm forming positive relationships and things like that. So all of these, I'm eating well. I'm staying on my exercise, even though it's really hard to juggle it with school and everything. But I'm juggling all these things together. I'm celibate. I'm not fucking all these different bitches that man. Let me tell you guys something. I don't want to make this into a separate video, but there are so many bitches that I've fucked in my life that I truly, honestly do wish I could take my dick back, man. I'm not getting ready to cry about it or anything. There haven't been any girls that have just like ruined me. I've never gotten a girl pregnant or gotten an STD or anything like that. But there are just so many girls who, just looking back, there's no way I should have fucked them. And when you do semen retention and you're celibate and you got all these different things, it gives you a certain clarity, a certain purity of the mind that you can't get otherwise. And it's funny because a lot of people think when they start retaining, they do no fap and everything, they think that you're going to get way hornier and you're going to want to fuck everything that moves. And that's true at first. That's true at first because your body's just like, oh my God, jack off again, fuck somebody again, God damn, get back to how we used to. But then after a while, when your body starts realizing that this is something that you're doing on purpose and it starts normalizing, you start realizing that sex really isn't even all that, man. Now, don't get it twisted. There's still plenty of girls I look at, attractive girls, and I want to fuck the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? I am hornier. Like, I got way more sexual energy just residing within me, within my soul, within my kai. But at the same time, you learn to accept that energy and you realize that you don't have to feed into that energy. You just embrace the energy and allow it to resonate within you, within your pores and, just your different chakra levels. But and that's what I say. That's why I can look back and say, man, there's so many girls that the only reason I fucked them is because I was just horned up all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say chasing pussy, but I was a pussy hound. You feel me? I was just, don't get me wrong. I've never fucked like ones and twos and things like that, but just still, there's a lot of girls who, and it might not have been anything physically, but mentally or emotionally, I shouldn't have fucked them girls, but I did because I was so horned up. It was just sex, sex, sex. But now I'm at a point now, and I was at this point with my last streak, where it's just, you really just learn that sex isn't even all that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of girls now who could walk up to me right now and say, and they could be bad. And they could say, I'm trying to ride your dick like a horse jockey at the Kentucky Derby. And, they might be very attractive and there might not be any red flags that are telling me not to fuck with them. But if the energy don't feel right, I'm probably going to turn them down because it's not even important to me right now. You know what I mean? And like I said, you really can't get that clarity without doing semen retention, without practicing celibacy, and all these different things. So I really just do feel fantastic. And, the beautiful thing about this is, I hope, hopefully, this is something that I can, well, I'm not going to say hopefully. This is something that I'm going to carry out for the rest of my life. I may fall off a little bit, but this is something that I'm going to carry, a mission that a journey that I'm going to embark on for the rest of my life. And if I was to have a mistake and relapse, like I said, it would take a lot of time for me to get back to this base level. Even more time now because, like I said, I'm way up here now. I'm even higher than I was when I'm already where I was at the 7-month mark last year. So, by the time I get to 7 months on this current streak, I'm going to be way up here. You know what I'm saying? So if I do relapse, it may drop me down to here, but it's going to take a long time to get back to that base level. And that's the beautiful thing about it, guys. I know it gets really frustrating sometimes. You got the flat lines, you got these urges. But let me tell you something, man. If you can just stick it out for a certain amount of time, really just 21 days. For me, I fall into what a lot of sociologists and psychologists talk about, how it takes 21 days to break a habit or to make a habit, or both. And, that's definitely true for me because after I get about 21 days, I'll have a really, really, really strong urge. I mean, just a super strong urge. And then after that, I'm pretty much good. I still got to be on my P's and Q's. I got to stay 10 toes down, but I don't have to be as vigilant as I was for those first few weeks. So, guys, just get through those first few weeks, man, and I promise you, you'll start to feel the benefits. And the benefits are addicting, man. They really are, and that's another reason why, that's just one of the innumerable reasons why I don't want to even want to fuck with a lot of girls like I used to, because I always think to myself, man, let's just say I do have a mistake, because every time you fuck a girl, there's a small, no matter how much you are in control, there's a small chance that you can make a mistake. It's a mistake. You didn't do it on purpose. And I think to myself, man, if I was to fuck around and bust a nut with this bitch, how would I feel afterwards? Because if it's my wife or something, I might be thinking to myself, okay, I don't want to come, but if I do, it's okay. It's my wife. This is my soulmate or a really serious girlfriend. But if it's just some girl off the street that you met at the mall or at the strip club or something, and you fuck around and come with her, you're going to really regret it, man. You're going to really regret it. You're going to be like, man, all of that progress for this girl. A girl that I'm probably not even going to talk to next week or next month or whatever the case is. So that's another reason that just kind of reinforces my views of celibacy right now as well. It's kind of like, why bother? You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't even want to, or if I do, and I do, don't get me wrong, I still talk to girls, but I'm actually, just focused on actually bonding with them on a spiritual level. And that's another thing, man. You become a lot more spiritual when you're on the semen retention, man, because you can feel this energy within you. When you're always engaging in PMO and even a constant sex, well, I guess you could just put the sex part to the O, but when you're constantly engaging in that, you kind of got like a shell for a body, man. You're null, you're numb, or at least a lot more numb than you could be. So when you get on the semen retention, you just take some time to refrain from all of that ejaculation and all this expulsion of all these energies throughout your body. You start actually feeling energies within you, and you can feel, like right now when my mood changes, I can actually feel the energy in my mind and my body changing. It's the craziest shit. I feel like you really do develop superpowers. And now when I meet a motherfucker, a girl or a guy, if their energies ain't right, I can feel their energies. And all of these different things are things I could do before, but on a much grander scale now. And if their energies ain't right, man, I'm just not even gonna fuck with it. So I don't give a fuck with what that bitch look like. If her energies aren't right and she's saying things that don't agree with what I got going on, I'ma let her have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna waste my time. Just have a blessed day. So man, I can't really stress it enough, man. I cannot stress it enough. I am having a beautiful time on semen retention. And right now, I've had 5 exams this week, 5 different midterms in all my classes. And, I'm stressed out. I'm tired. I don't have too much time to do anything else. I did want to drop this video for you guys real quick. But despite all of these different things going on in my life, and there's a lot of other things that I got on my plate too, but despite all these different things, I just feel fantastic. I feel fantastic. I look better. I'm getting stronger. My mind is sharper. There's certain subjects that, like for example, man, math. Math is my weakest subject by far. By far. And shit, I've learned so much in math in like the past 2 weeks than I did in like months before when I was engaging in PMO. My mind is sharper. My memory is even better. I think the craziest thing, I could list off all the benefits. You guys know the benefits, and if you don't, if you want to just hear the benefits that I got, like I said, go watch that last video, 6-month semen retention, or any of these videos on my channel. I talk about this stuff a lot, but I think the main thing that I really just love about the semen retention streak is that it really just inspires you and compels you to just dive into all these other avenues of self-empowerment. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been on this street, man, like I said, I've had the desire to meditate, which is also good for you. I've become closer with God. And, I know everybody isn't religious. That's just me. I've really been getting into all of the different teachings of ancient Eastern philosophies. I had a lot of books that I had read about, Confucianism, Buddhism, Hinduism. I had the Rig Vedas. And I kind of breezed through them, but now I actually look at them and actually really have the desire to learn and adapt some of those practices in all of these different Eastern philosophies and religions, practices. I don't spend too much time on my phone anymore. I'm to a point now where if it's not a text message or I'm not making a video or something like that, I don't really even get on my phone like that anymore. I remember one time, man, it was over a week, and I think it had told me this was over a week, and I think it told me I had like 30 hours. This was a while ago. I had like 30 hours on my phone. I averaged about just a little bit over 4 hours a day on my phone. And I just said to myself, oh my God, think about all that wasted time. Think about all the different things I could have accomplished in that 4 hours put together that I spent on my phone on an average each day. Or, you know, maybe I was actually there, I was doing something, but I wasn't 100% focused. So I just started putting my phone in my pocket, man, and it's a lot easier because, for one, the semen retention just, it nourishes and replenishes your body to a greater degree than people who are always ejaculating, but also just to the simple fact that, you know, if I can get through that shit, because it's hard, man. A lot of people, it sounds easy. Yeah, just don't jack off. But going months and months without nothing at all, that shit is hard, man. And once you can get through that shit, anything else is easy. It's easy. So me not getting on my phone, man, that shit is easy. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm talking about. The very first time you ever decide to stop engaging in PMO, that shit is extremely hard. It's tricky. It's some hard ass shit to master. But once you can master that, you can go, damn, I haven't done that shit in 3 months. Damn, I haven't done that shit in 6 months. You realize to yourself, man, you say to yourself, man, I can do anything. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just really, I'm reading. I am truly getting into the continuity of advancing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, just every single aspect of my life. I'm just centered around positivity. I'm centered around purity. I'm centered around, positive energy. And I just, I feel fantastic. And, I'm going to keep you guys updated, man. And like I said, I'm tired right now. Don't get it twisted. I'm not a Superman. You know what I'm saying? You get superpowers, but you don't become Superman. You feel me? You don't become a fictional superhero, but, you're just a much, 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 much better version of yourself. So, don't get it twisted, man. I can still get angry. I can still get frustrated. I can still get tired. I'm tired right now. I still get stressed out. I still get irritated. I still can make mistakes. Sometimes I might leave the oven on. Sometimes I may forget to walk my dog until I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to walk my dog. I got to take my dog out. I do this, I do that. But, what you need to learn is that it's going to make you become a much, much, much better version of yourself. So anyway, if you guys made it this far, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any specific questions that you need to ask me or something like that, don't be afraid to ask. And I'm actually about to drop a third video. I don't know if it's going to drop today, but just be on the lookout for it. I'm going to do a sex on semen retention part 3 because there's some things I left out in those first two. So I appreciate you guys watching, man. Peace.